We're very excited today because it's the first Babe Talks that I'm launching. I am Pauline Sawaya for those who don't know me. And what is Babe Talk? Effectively, it's all about being bold, authentic, badass, and empowered. The purpose is to create more babes in the corporate world. And I don't mean babes by sexy babes, I mean brain brain attractive babes. And this is why I'm launching the Babe Talks, where we will cover every second Monday of the month a certain industry, a certain role. And I will be hosting babes who made it and reached the top, and they are flying high in their career. So, my special guest today is Mariana, and she's going to introduce herself in a while, but I will give you a brief feedback, not feedback, a brief intro about me. I am Pauline Sawaya. I am the founder of Swift Shift Coaching and Consultancy and the managing director of Noble Manhattan Coaching, Levant, Cyprus, and Egypt. I am an entrepreneur. I am a woman entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for the past 3 years. I come from the corporate world. I've been head of HR, general manager. So I have a background in the corporate world. And then I decided to follow my passion. I am passionate about what I do because I believe that every one of us has a purpose, and this purpose is through their voice. And we are driven by our values and behave according to our beliefs. And the key element is to align those three: the passion, the values, and the beliefs, so we shine always. And one of my biggest values in life is adding impact and creating value to other people so they thrive. So I'm very happy, Mariana, to be hosting you tonight.
Thank you.
So would you introduce yourself and
Yes.
then
Okay, first of all, it's an honor, and thank you for that. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's always a pleasure, anyway, having talks with you, many,
my
many
pleasure
talks.
too?
Okay, so my name is Mariana Hadjiandoniou. I born and raised in Cyprus many, many years ago. We're not saying the numbers.
25 plus.
Yes, yes, yes. So I born and raised in Cyprus by lovely Cypriot parents. So I went and studied in UK. Didn't know what to do back then. I only heard about human resources, like something with people. That was
Yes.
the whole story behind, yeah. So I said, okay, I'm a people person. I was a people person back in my student years. So I said, okay, let's give it a try. Why not?
Yes.
So what I did basically is I followed that path. I started doing a bachelor's degree in business and HR. And at the end, I was so sure that, yeah, that's me. That's where I want to jump and continue growing in the HR. So I chose my master's degree. I was very sure about it. So
How did you decide that you want to be in HR, Mariana?
I think it was very good question. It was a mentor. It was a mentor that I had in my college years. He was doing international human resources back then.
Yeah.
He was a man that he had a vision, he had goals, and he knows and he could identify the charisma in each student. And that was the beginning, that was the reason why. So yeah, that was, I think everything started by following his lesson and his vision and his beliefs about HR. And I just love it. I love the way that he did it. So yeah, I follow the masters in the HR. I finish up in Surrey, and then I return back in Cyprus. And I jump in HR. I was among the lucky ones back then because it was quite new in Cyprus. So I was among the first, let's say, in the field. The first industry that I joined was the hotel industry. And then I followed several ones. I went to shipping, in telecom, where I had the chance to meet you, in the healthcare. And then I thought, okay, there is a trend coming up about fintech and Forex and all these things. So I said, why not? Let's try there as well. And I ended up in Forex industry, and now I'm in Parimatch. I am in an industry called gaming, online betting. And it's something that I think I found my port, yes? Is where I want to be right now. In the meantime, of course, I got married. Let's say a little bit about private life. I had my lovely twins. They're having birthdays soon, turning 11. And during my career and all this path, I had also my divorce. And here I am today.
Excellent. I would say, Mariana, that they have so many things in common. They're both, their background is HR. They both have boys, and they both are divorced. So what's the trick? So there is no trick. It just happened like this. I think we met because I'm half Cypriot, half Lebanese. This is why my family name is Sawaya, which is a non-Cypriot name for the Cypriots who are joining us. And I remember we met doing the MBA for telecom, both of us, and we clicked because I said, she's Cypriot, and immediately we clicked together, and since then it's an amazing friendship that I'm really, really happy to have, Mariana, and I'm really delighted to have you on board here. Excellent. Another thing, throughout this career, okay, where you moved from different industries, then from different HR roles, because you did not start as a group HR director.
Of course not. Of course not.
At the early years or middle years, what was the biggest challenge you were facing? Because I recall in my old days, if I call that, it's what I was suffering from is the politics at the companies. In your case, what was it?
I think it's quite similar, Pauline, because, being young and being a woman, and a woman that I think that I wanted to reach somewhere, yes, to reach where I am today. So I was very focused. I was very focused in any job, Back then, I remember I was an HR assistant, and I started like that. And I was very proud, I was really proud that I was the HR assistant of an HR department, and I was having my tasks and everything. But I think the biggest challenge was for me to convince or to make my supervisors see me and value me, and see that I, listen to me. I think that was one of the things that it was hard for me. I think many supervisors, and still some of them, they don't have listening skills. Yeah. So I think that was the challenge.
This is one of the challenges, Mariana, that the listening, and a great asset and a competency that all leaders need to have, or managers, is listening. Definitely. So the challenge was listening to you. How did you overcome it?
How I overcome it? I try several ways. Yeah. And a lot of failures, I had to admit. But I think I will tell you the failures as well. Why not? It's an honest conversation after all. So there was cases that I was so disappointed, and I was, so close to myself and say, okay, why this is happening? And I took it personally sometimes and say, okay, why me? What I need to do different? But it was not the right way. The right way it was to believe in myself, to know that, okay, I have a case, I know what I'm saying, I just need to present it well and give arguments and, be sure, like have the confidence. Although some people see me now and say, Mariana, she's a very confident lady, but back then I was not. And that was one of the things that I needed to work on it and find the ways to stand out and talk and be heard.
It is very important to stand up for yourself and talk and make people listen to you in any role that you have, because it's crucial. It's crucial to be visible, and I'll talk about it later. Another thing, throughout my experience, I always had mentors that really helped me and helped me shape my career one way or the other. Did you have a mentor or a coach? Now I have a coach, definitely, since 11 years I've been having coaches, but before we did not have coaches, we had mentors. So did you have any mentor or coach?
Now I have you, so I have the best. So, okay, if you want me to go back,
Yes.
I can go back. And yes, I did have a mentor. I had a lady that make me see and believe on my personal development and on the things that I needed to work on, either as a professional or as a mom, because it's a role as well. So yes, there was someone, for me to ask questions or even question my actions and see how I can approach a subject, or an issue differently. So yes, I had. And, it's something that a lot of people were asking me, but why you need a mentor? Why you need someone to give you answers, And the honest answer is that because I didn't have all the answers, I simply didn't have all the answers. And I thought, okay, instead of doing something without knowing the end result, let's go to someone that at least he tried, and he or she might give me, an opinion that it will help me out.
Definitely, we can't know it all, and having different perspectives. And we don't, the thing is, if a mentor tells us something, we don't have to take it as is and just do it. We can just take the nuggets that are important for us and move forward. Definitely. Mentoring is key because success leaves clues through our mentors, and we can't know it all. Definitely, Mariana, 100% right. And throughout this is a babe talk. It's about being bold, it's about being authentic, it's about being a badass and empowered and empowering as well. Talking about bold, for
Okay.
me, for example, being bold was leaving my general manager role where people thought I'm crazy and decide to open my own coaching and consultancy, which without any plans, I just jumped there and I said, I will make it, that's it. And it was the boldest move I ever made, and I do not regret it for a bit. What about you? What is something really bold that really people thought you are crazy to leave it or to do it?
Okay, I had many, but okay, let's grab the one that I even have, let's say, the questioning of my own family. It was when I was the HR manager of the two hospitals that we were handling back then. And I gave birth, yes, to the boys. And at the same time, during their first year, it was the divorce period. And I said, okay, I need to take a career break now. So I give up all this glam of being an HR manager in quite a young age back then, and be a full-time mom. And Pauline, I mean, for ladies that they are so into their career, it's not an easy decision. I don't regret, not a minute, but yes, it was one of the craziest, for the other people, decisions that I make.
And for you, what was the boldest decision you ever made? Not in regards to what people think, but for you, when you talk to yourself and you say, well done, Mariana, you've done it. This is such a bold thing and no one would dare to do it in such a circumstance, and I did it.
Okay, I think it was the jump in the industry that I am today. It was a huge challenge, something that I'm so grateful every day that I'm coming to work. And I think, that is the moment that I say, yes, you did it, and I'm so proud of it.
That's excellent. Okay, you spoke about a break, a career break, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're a busy woman. You have two kids, you're a single mom as well, and you have a big role, and you work late, and all of these, juggling so many hats at the same time. How do you recharge? How do you empower yourself?
I try to spend some time alone. It's hard, but I think I owe it to myself, and to my kids and to my parents and to my colleagues and everybody. I spend time alone walking and reading. I prefer not to talk so much about this on how I recharge. I try to keep it for myself. But it's a good question now, and I love to share it. It might not be a book necessarily. It might be an article. It might be something about personal development, about self-development, about my kids' development, something to recharge me.
And how often do you do that?
Once a week for sure. Once a week.
This is the minimum, once a week for sure you have to do this.
Yes, it's like absolutely necessity for me. It's like 1 week for every week, once every week.
But why people do not? I see people, when they are, I've been in the corporate world and I've been drained, and entrepreneurship is not any easier, but it's a different ball game, Yeah. And when we are there, we underestimate the power of recharging. It's like we're always there. We have to do it. We answer our phone calls, Saturday, Sunday, breaks, holidays, and everything. And we reach a certain point where enough is enough. We cannot continue.
You have a burnout. Yes, you have a burnout.
A lot of people are suffering from burnout. This is why really, really, it's very important to recharge and do it, whatever it takes. Just take this and give some time to yourself, because you need it. You owe it to yourself as well if you need to continue, definitely. And we're getting, throughout this overall career, what was a major highlight, Mariana, for you?
A major highlight. A major highlight in the career, I think, was the recognition from my team, from the people that they work with me, not the awards, not the too many bravos that I'm getting from, okay, of course that, yes, but mostly from the people, from the young people that they work with me. I see them escalating, and I see them progressing, and I see them believing on their selves first, and then on what we're doing. So for me, that's my, my bright side, what keeps me going.
Excellent. And you spoke about recognition.
Yes.
Recognition, some people believe that they have to be recognized no matter what. People need to appreciate me, and others don't. They say, I believe I'm doing great. So how do you see this recognition in the world today?
I will tell you how I see it. I see it that it's something that we discussed in our last coffee, and we said that I am enough. Yes. And since I believe that I am enough, I don't expect someone to tell me, yes, Mariana, well done for today. Of course I would love to hear it. Yes, it would be very nice someone to say that to me, but not anymore. It's like, I don't need it. It will be a lie, though, to tell you that I was like that 20 years ago. I was not. I was not even 10 years ago. Yes, not even 10 years ago, I was not. I was getting disappointed, and I was getting, demotivated, that, where I am, why they don't recognize me, why they don't say, why they don't clapping up and say, wow, you did it. And I was so disappointed. But
what changed?
What changed? I think I changed. I think the change came from me first, and then from the people around me. What I mean by that, to whom I talk and to whom I'm hanging out with. Yes.
Yeah.
All these things change the need of the big, huge, well done and bravo from anyone.
Definitely. Interesting. Listen, and before we open the floor to a couple of questions, I want to ask you, what is one badass advice or action point that you want to give to aspiring HR leaders and HR people?
Okay. One of the things that I would say is look and find someone that can help you develop as a person. Personal development, it might be heard as a cliche, saying it, but it's of a vital importance for the people in our field. I think you cannot, and I will say a very tough word, Pauline, you cannot survive in HR if you don't take care of yourself by having a proper mentoring or coaching, focusing on your personal development. It's a very hard field. It's a very demanding field, very challenging, yes, very colorful. But as you said before, it can drain you. So in order to protect yourself, you need to go in this path and in this direction. Unfortunately, I learned it the hard way and at a later stage in my career, but once you know it, then you become a different person.
Definitely. If you look at Mariana before
Mm-hmm.
Mariana today, okay?
Yeah.
You want to tell Mariana before something, what would you tell her?
I would tell her, I'm sorry. I would tell her, sorry for not for not believing you back then, for questioning you, and for downgrading you, because I was doing that to myself a lot.
And now what are you doing?
Sorry?
And now what are you doing?
What am I doing now to protect that? What I'm doing now is what I said before. I think I'm having a coach, okay, a friend, but she's a coach, so she knows how to push the buttons on me and wake me up when I need to wake up.
And now the group HR director, and you're doing a great job. And really, Mariana, see, if you look back, you need to be very proud of the career path you went through, from HR assistant to now group HR director, with all the awards and everything. Really, it's very well done. You're amazing. And here I want to share something for the HR, because you mentioned something very important, which is, I wish they would listen to me sometimes. And one of the pitfalls that we fall in, and I wish before, at that time, I took care of this, is to be more visible. For people to listen to you, we need to be more visible. We need to bring ourselves forward to the table. We need to prove that we are worth listening to, because definitely the role of a leader or a manager is to listen. But if they do not listen, we need to go forward and ask for this. Because if we don't ask for this, then, and they don't do it, then we're left over. And that's it. So this is very, very important for the people. So be visible. Definitely. Be visible is number one. And don't be shy. Just step up and see. Nothing will happen. What's the worst that could happen? And I think starting it from early on will make a big difference, definitely.
Exactly. Exactly. Being hiding and blaming myself for several things, that was a huge mistake back then, and that's what I'm saying to the young people, joining the HR. Yes, come and talk, go and talk, tell what you want to tell, people that they are sitting in the chairs and they have the positions, they need to learn to listen. And active listening, it's, as you said before, it's the number one for a leader or a manager, it's like a must, non-negotiable.
Definitely. And if they don't have it, demand it.
Yes.
Demand it. You can demand it, and just step up. Really important. We have a question. Rima says, interesting. What is your next goal? What do you want to achieve next, Mariana?
Okay, nice. What I want to achieve next? Okay, I will share it. It's good to share it. We discussed it with Pauline like 2 minutes before starting. Yes, like 2 minutes. Okay, I will say it. I want finally to do the gift to myself and have this coaching certificate. I postpone it a lot, and it's been like years that we're discussing it with Pauline, but I think that's my next goal. This is where I want to take myself to. I really believe in it. I've seen the positive things that coaching can offer, so I want to try to become one as well.
Definitely. And coming from a background of myself, Mariana, I can tell you, because the effect of coaching, because you do a lot of coaching without the process and the structure and the real process when you are in HR. And having the right process and structure behind you, and being empowered by all those tools that will make you a real business partner to the business, because HR people need to be a business partners, not just be HR person. They need to be in the business, with the managers. They need to understand the business. They need to be there and prove their value. And by having the skills of coaching, they will be able to understand the business and it will skyrocket their career. It did it to my career personally. It skyrocketed my career. The fact that I studied coaching skyrocketed my career, definitely. And from an HR perspective, definitely it is a must. So welcome to the team. Rima is telling you, and she's saying coaching is the tool, the process, the skill. Trust me. Yes, we do trust you, Rima.
Wow, very good, very good. So yes, that's my next goal. That's where I want to take myself to.
Excellent, excellent. Any questions from anyone else before we close this Babe Talk with the amazing Mariana? And we see you on in March, the second Monday of March at 8 p.m. as well, with another Babe Talk. So Sarah is saying the best decision to be a coach.
Ah, really? Thank you. Good.
I would like to thank all who joined us on the Zoom, all the people who joined us on Facebook as well. And I want to wish you an amazing week, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for having me, Pauline. It's a pleasure always talking to you.
Would you like to add something, Mariana, before we close?
What I would add is, I think it's the last thing that I said, and I'm going to repeat myself. HR is lovely. It's a very unique, profession, and those that they are joining HR, they need to believe in people and believe in themselves as well.
Definitely.
So go for the personal development, go for people, and go for the HR.
Definitely. Thank you, Mariana.